Alright, so I had to use a new jacket because the flash jacket has to be retired. It's falling apart. This is too big. I can't do this. So I was beginning to put together a video speculating on Razer's next controller when all of a sudden, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube comments, I was getting blown the fuck up, and it was about the Razer Wolverine V2. Now at first I was really excited. That became extreme disappointment when I realized what just happened though. Razer just released a new controller a year late, and it's overpriced. At least, from my perspective, that's how it's looking. Before you dislike the oh my god, I can already hear these fucking kids. Oh, it's a good controller, oh, this, that, and the other. Every I won't or don't buy video just gets fucking dislike bombed. So obviously when I heard about this thing, I started doing all the research I could. I was literally trying to find out everything I could about this controller. What I ended up finding out is that this thing is essentially a dumbed down version of the Razer Wolverine Tournament Edition, but it's the same price as the Tournament Edition is on Amazon. It's $100. So let's compare these things real quick. Let's take a look at what a $100 brand new controller from Razer gets you versus the same Razer controller just from Amazon and better. So in the Razer Wolverine V2, you're getting 2 buttons on the front. That's it. Only these 2 buttons right here. These buttons, as well as the ABXY and D-pad, are using their new Mecha Tactile switches, which aren't new, actually. They use them in the Razer Wolverine Tournament Edition, and that's one of their main points for this controller. But when it comes to the rest of the specs, it's pretty basic. The same trigger stops from the TE and every other Razer controller before it, a 10-foot long braided cable that is not detachable, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, you're probably asking yourself, if those are all the specs, then why the absolute shitting fuck would anyone buy this? Well, for $100, you're also getting software customization. But, at the same time, you're getting the exact same thing with the Razer Wolverine TE. Sensitivity clutch is extremely similar to Focus and Agile, which is something they have in the Razer Wolverine Ultimate in the Tournament Edition. They even mention it on the website, actually. But much like DPI clutch with the Razer Basilisk, this is probably a button that you'll have to hold in order for it to change its sensitivity over your thumbsticks. That means when I hold this button down, whatever thumbstick I change the sensitivity for, it will now go to that sensitivity. Let's say I want to snipe someone, my normal sensitivity is too fast. Now, you can go into the software, set up the sensitivity clutch to be on one of your buttons, and in the software you can change the sensitivity of either of these thumbsticks so that when you're in game and you're holding down the clutch, it goes to that sensitivity. Now, it's not a difficult concept, because we've had it before. The Razer Wolverine Ultimate and the Razer Wolverine TE have something called Focus and Agile. Now, these are the exact same thing. What I just described to you, it's literally the exact same thing. So, since they have the exact same software, essentially, what are the biggest differences between the last gen Wolverine controllers and the V2? Nothing. The tactile buttons, the software, and the body. That's essentially it. And I'm not really angry that the controller doesn't have 8 buttons or this or that or the other. I'm just angry that it's the exact same price as a controller that has double the amount of buttons, has better features, more features, and it came out years ago. So that kind of begs the question, why does this thing exist? The Razer Wolverine TE has the exact same Mecha Tactile buttons. Not only that, but it has 2 more buttons than this controller. The same 3.5mm headphone jack, the same trigger stops, a detachable cable, RGB, and software customization. You really just can't beat that. You're paying the exact same price from the Razer website for less. Like, Razer really thinks that their shit's worth something, and to be honest, that controller's not worth $100. It's worth $80 at the very most. So not only is price an issue, but durability could be an issue too. If it's not even as durable as the TE or even the Ultimate, which is nowhere near the TE's level of durability, how does this thing make any type of sense ever? And on top of that, Razer released a controller in 2011, 2013, 2015, and 2017. 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. So they were supposed to release a controller last year. They come a year late to the party with this shit. I'm disappointed. I am genuinely disappointed as shit. I don't care if it only has 2 buttons. That's fine. I like 2-button configs, man. They're fun. Just make the controller worth what I'm paying for. And please, God, stop making your old shit the same price as the new shit. It doesn't make sense. Now that I've successfully amassed a few hundred dislikes, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't even get a few hundred likes. What the fuck am I talking about? I hope you guys enjoyed this one, though. I actually really did enjoy talking about this controller, and I probably will have a video on it sometime in the future. I just don't know when, because not only do I not have the money for that right now, I don't have the mental capacity. I couldn't buy an Elite Series 2 if I had $1 million right now. You know how fucking pissed I'd be if I saw one, let alone owning one, man. That's No. Real quick before I go though, we need to shout out our members. If you'd like to become a throbbing member, as Raggedy Dan calls it, there's a throbbing sub button. That's not the button you hit to become a member. Okay! So for the console tier, we have The Ballin' Boy, JG, Waterless, Heberbrine 3, God, Snowy Ice Cream, Tough, Exo Casper, and Marhib Hussein. And in our PC Master Race tier, we have Noah Jacques, and last, but certainly not least, we have Ra. You guys are fucking insane. I absolutely love you motherfuckers to pieces. Next week, actually no, not next week, this week, I'm gonna have a new video out just for PC Master Race boys, so if you'd like to see that, you can join the PC Master Race below. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to drop us a fat like down below, and a fatter sub down below, and I'll see you guys down below. Peace.